Welcome to this virtual reality training for restorative practice with children. I'm excited to be your guide through this experience. Together, we'll explore how to effectively use restorative practices with kids in a variety of situations. By the end of this training, you'll have a better understanding of how to de-escalate conflict and build relationships with kids. In a few moments, I'll bring in Emily and Jonathan who had a disagreement. Please try to resolve their issues in a calm and balanced manner by reading out loud one of the three options you see in front of you. It's important to try and stay calm when dealing with upset students, and to try and see both sides of the issue. I think the best way to do that would be to read out loud one of the three options you see in front of you. I will give you feedback on your selections throughout the process, and at the end we'll give you a score, based on our restorative practice procedures.
Emily, would you like to tell me what happened?
Great start. It's always a good idea to invite the wronged party to start the conversation.
Jonathan was saying that my family don't have any money and they don't care about me. I said, sounding hurt. But I know they love me.
How did that make you feel, Emily?
That's right. How did the interaction make them feel at the time?
It made me cry and I felt embarrassed. Everyone was laughing. I wanted to go home and not come back to school. I was so embarrassed that I wanted to go home.
I'm really sorry to hear this, Emily. How do you feel now?
Okay, let's check how they are feeling now.
I'm still really upset.
Emily, what would you like to get out of this meeting with me and Jonathan?
Sounds good. What are the boundaries for the meeting?
I don't like it when he says mean things.
What was going on, Jonathan?
Okay, let's all take a breath. It sounds like we're getting a little bit too worked up about this. Jonathan, let's start with you. How are you feeling?
Nothing really, I was only joking.
I don't think it was very funny.
Hi Jonathan, how are you feeling today? I'm just trying to get a sense of how everyone is feeling today.
Yeah, I guess so.
So what was it about this particular incident that made you laugh?
Good, it sounds like you're trying to understand his viewpoint. Keep him talking, it'll help you two communicate better.
Well, I noticed that Emily never has dinner in school like the rest of us. She always sits on her own to eat a packed lunch. I was only teasing her.
So you thought that maybe you could have a joke with everyone?
Good, try and understand his viewpoint, keep him talking.
I didn't mean to make her cry, I said. I guess I just got too mad.
I understand, so tell me what happened.
Great, it sounds like you're really feeling empathy for him. Keep up the good work.
Well, I shouted over to Emily, having sandwiches again, then Emily. Then everyone kind of laughed. So I carried on for a bit.
How were you feeling at that time?
Great, so can you tell me how Jonathan was feeling at the time of the incident?
I guess I thought it was funny because everyone else was laughing. I thought it was funny because everyone else was laughing.
How did you feel when Emily started crying?
Good, so Jonathan was feeling really upset when the incident happened. Can you tell me more about what happened?
I didn't notice either, I said, I was too into the game.
So you were caught up in the moment.
Good, a show of empathy. I'm glad you're looking at this situation with empathy, Jonathan.
I guess so.
What do you think about it all now?
A little neutral and a little vague. Try to get Jonathan to think about how Emily would have felt.
I shouldn't have done it, I said. I didn't mean to make her cry.
Emily, why didn't you stand up for yourself?
Okay, I'll try to encourage Emily to express how she is feeling more.
I was trying to explain earlier, but everyone was laughing and no one was listening.
What was it that you were trying to say, Emily?
That's a really good question, Emily. I'm sure you have a lot to say on the matter. I'm looking forward to hearing your side of the story.
It's because I have diabetes that I can't eat certain foods, so my mom packs me a lunch to keep me safe. It's tough having diabetes, because I have to be really careful about what I eat. So my mom always packs me a lunch to make sure I'm safe.
That's a really lovely thing for your mum to do, Emily.
Great job, Emily. You're doing a fantastic job of showing how you feel.
Yes, it is, I say.
What do you think now that you've heard that, Jonathan?
Great job. Do you feel better now that you have all the information?
Yeah, that's kind of her mom. I guess she does care about her a lot.
How do you feel about what happened now? Would you do anything differently next time?
Good job. Now that Jonathan has all the information, does he feel any differently about the situation? Would he do anything differently if he were in the same situation again?
I do feel bad, I said. I didn't mean to upset her and I should have listened.
What do you think needs to happen to make this right?
Great, let's see how they want to conclude this meeting and fix any wrongs.
Yeah, I won't do that in the future, I will listen more.
Emily, are you happy with that outcome?
That's a really good question. I'm wondering if the person we talked to today feels like her goals for the meeting were met.
I really wanted him to stop, I said. I'm just glad he listened eventually.
Is there anything else either of you would like to say?
That was a good question. I'm sorry if I came across as rude.
I guess I should say sorry. I looked down at the ground, scuffing my toe in the dirt. I didn't mean to break your toy.
Emily, would that be acceptable?
Very good, Emily. Let's see if this apology is good enough for you.
Yes, I said.
Over to you then, Jonathan.
Great job, now hand it over to Jonathan.
I'm really sorry I upset you, Emily. It won't happen again, I promise.
That's okay.
Well done, both of you, for coming together like this.
Great job. You're really bringing them together. Keep up the good work.
Is there anything else either of you would like to add?
Check if there's anything else anyone wishes to say. That's great.
No, thank you.
No.
Thank you so much for your help resolving Emily and Jonathan's falling out. They are both such wonderful kids and I'm glad they could work things out. I'm sure they're friends again. Based on your selections, it looks like you didn't do so well with our restorative practice procedures. I would recommend running through the application again to see if you can improve your reactions. If you want to go through this application again, just reload it from your headset's main menu. Thanks for taking part.